Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wheels on the Bus podcast. I'm Kara,
I'm Patrick.
and do we have a story for you today?
Quick apologies for the time delay
Oh, yeah.
between episodes, but
A lot has happened
a
in the
lot has
last few
happened.
weeks.
And we did actually go on a vacation, so it's
It's a good thing.
life happened.
Yes. We also were going to go with the Wheels on the Bus go to the legislature,
Talk
but
about school funding because everybody loves that.
because of recent events, we're going to switch that up this week
Yes.
into why teachers are resigning and leaving the
Yeah,
profession.
I would say the Wheels on the Bus go to the retirement office.
Yes. The retirement home?
Yeah.
No.
Well, maybe kind of, yes.
All right. So, welcome all.
Yes, this one's going to be interesting.
If you work in a school at any capacity, all of these episodes are for you.
Yes.
So, welcome to the Wheels on the Bus go to the retirement center.
Okay, so this episode I changed it up because of what happened with Kara retiring.
What? Shocker!
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Now,
Wait a minute. I hereby give my resignation.
now is that one of the learning points?
It is. That's the objective today.
Yeah.
Is for all the administrators out there to know that I'm done.
Yeah.
Done.
So, well, the interesting thing is you're not actually done because you have to stay through the end of the month.
Yes.
Because you get paid once a month.
Yeah.
And you have to stay the entire time to get, unless they're going to prorate, I guess they could take away.
So originally we made this podcast like, maybe we'll work on it during the school year and we'll start getting our frustrations out and, I'll deal with things. And then life happened. This is my 22nd year of teaching. And we made a decision that I no longer need to be teaching. And if you can't see the smile on my face right now, you're blind.
I do like the fact that you said we. Because I don't seem to recall.
I asked you
part of that decision.
We could get by without me working, and it's going to be tight.
Yes.
But my happiness is worth it.
So that brings up a lot of points, and I think the best thing to do is to kind of try to describe your journey to this point.
Absolutely.
So in the 22 years you've been teaching, when was the first time you said in your head, oh no, I'm done with this, I want out?
Okay, because it happens. Like every job, you're like, this job sucks, I need a new job.
I know that one. Yes.
So my third year of teaching, I was at one school district and it was so bad. The principal and the management and the parents really just dumping their kids on us and not giving us any support. My third year teaching, I said, I'm done unless I get a job in another district. So I applied to another district and God said, keep working, you're not done yet. So I got a different job. And that was really good for a while. And then we decided we were dating and we moved away. And so I quit for like a year just to kind of hang out and chill. Came back to teaching. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I started at my third school district. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And I only wanted to be there a couple of years. But we have bills, and he kept saying, nope, try to make it 5 years. Try to make it 5. Come on, make it one more year.
So let's quick explain for people who are out there that don't know. In Texas, your retirement is based off of your highest 5-year average. And the school district you were at was
rich bitch.
It was the highest. Well, I don't know if it was officially, but they claimed that they were the highest paid in the state of Texas.
Yeah. And even though I was banking, like it wasn't worth it. I got to the point where I was miserable.
Well, okay, so quick question about that one though, because this is. I also want to talk about teacher retention. Were you miserable, or was a whole group of the teachers you dealt with
Oh, it's always not the
everybody miserable?
I'm not the only one. Am I? Comment below. Let me know your story.
Yeah.
No, we were all miserable. So I stayed at that district for 5 years. I was like, we're done. Then COVID hit during that time and we had to move away. And so came back to this last area that I was working for in a new school district. So that was my 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th school district. And again, it started off, it's a new district. Hey, everything's fresh and fun.
And a new job.
Yeah, new position. I was a coach and not in the classroom. Oh my gosh. That I was like, oh my, I could do this. I can do this. And then the next year
reality struck.
they cut. And the next year they cut. And it always gets worse, y'all. So in my lifetime, 3 times of my 22 years, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And thank God that this last piece of life happened that I can resign. And I have put in my resignation. And I'm so happy. Sorry. I'm so happy.
Which, okay, so getting a little out of order on that one, but yes. The one thing that I have noticed is at a previous school district, when you're getting paid all this money, the one thing about it was all the teachers kind of had a general deal of it's not worth it. Even though you're making money, and it seems to be one of the big questions and problems nationally that people talk about, oh, teachers aren't paid enough, teachers don't get enough money, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're getting paid more if everybody's freaking miserable.
Now, you can't say everybody because there are some.
Okay, I'm sure there are some that are.
There are some really golden-hearted teachers that are still out there, and I know y'all, and I see y'all, and I hear y'all, and I respect y'all. But I'm done.
Yeah, it's okay. So one of the things you got to switch to your new school district.
Yep, after the first 3 years.
The first 3 years.
Yep.
But the one thing I remember about that one is you went through how many principals at that new school?
A lot. A hell of a lot.
You were at that school 6 years?
I was at that school for 10 years total.
Years. Okay.
And we had, let's see, we might need to cut this part out because I got to count.
No. This is what they want to know.
2, 3, 4, 5 principals at that one school. And then in this last district that I worked for, in the 5 years that I was there, we had 4 principals.
Now, how many of those, let's go with the last district, how many of those 4 principals would you want to continue working under?
2.
So half of the principals, yes, and half of them, no.
Yeah. And at the old, let me go back to the second district.
With the 5 principals.
With the 5 principals, I would work for 1 of those 5.
So I guess that's a pretty good explanation as to what can cause a lot of teacher burnout is, of course, your administrative leadership.
Yes, management styles, how they cater or don't cater to parents, what they require you to do, to post, to clean out of your room every year. Oh yeah, everybody's different.
And so, and that's one big national issue right now is a teacher shortage.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about there's a shortage of teachers.
There is, we know.
And from talking with teachers and administrators as well as doing some research, not only is there a massive shortage of teachers, but over 20% of the teachers, and I'm going to use quotes here because it's the only way I can kind of show a differentiation. 20% of those teachers are not certified.
Correct.
Because of the shortages, school districts have had to start hiring just people.
Now, from what I have been through pre-COVID, most everybody was certified. Like there was the highly qualified teacher bill, whatever, Senate Bill 3 or something. So you had to have a percentage of teachers highly qualified, okay, certified in their field. And then post-COVID, everybody's like, well, this is dumb. I'm going to go do something else or resign. And so we started just losing teachers. And then people just coming in with random degrees saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to teach high school chemistry now, even though I have a marketing degree." And there you can get hired that way, and then you're supposed to go through the teacher training system,
which
but that doesn't always work because they
which
end up
brings they
leaving.
end up leaving. So that was one of the deals, according to the national. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm saying this right. The National Center for Education Statistics. One of the big problems with hiring unqualified teachers is that within 5 years, 67% of them, so 2/3, quit and leave. And it's because either one, they're burned out. Two, teaching
They
was
don't
never
re-
their initial.
They don't
love.
realize what they're getting into.
Yeah, they didn't. They were like, "Ooh, summer's off," or it's a fallback job. And then, so why would they bother getting certified?
Yeah.
So you continue the problem with hiring uncertified teachers. Now, according to the Learning Policy Institute, currently across the United States, there are basically 400,000 teaching positions that are filled by non-certified teachers.
Wow.
400,000.
And I'll tell you, our son is at a high school where he has several non-certified teachers, and those are the classes that he's having problems in because they don't know. Like it's a skill to be a teacher. Like you were a sub,
It's not it's like a taught art form. It's you have to
do a
know
lot.
it.
And so if you're not certified and you haven't taken management classes and administrative classes, like you don't understand what's going on, and it's the kids don't learn the material because you're not certified. Like you don't even have to be certified in that subject. Just be a certified teacher and go through the classes.
I think a lot of it is understanding behavioral challenges and how to deal with organization and whatnot. Yeah, anybody can, well, I say that.
Developmental issues.
Yeah, you can learn a specific topic and you can teach on a specific topic well enough to get the point across.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to manage 32 kids at a time and then doing that for 6 periods or
with
7
your
periods a day.
behavior kids, with your accommodations, with your sped kids, with the kids that get pulled for speech, and then the kids that are injured, and the kids that the parents say, "Oh, they can't do this part of the curriculum, but they can do this part." And it's a lot of management. And people think, "Oh, you just go in, you read from the book, and you teach."
But that brings us back to the turnover and people quitting.
Yes.
And what would you say? And I know this is kind of rambling because it's just one of those topics that leads to that. But what would you say the number one reason that you are done, that you were like, I just can't do it anymore?
Oh, there's not just one reason. There is, okay. There is.
There's a straw that had to break the camel's back.
Yes. Because all of my 22 years of education, not one year, the next year, has been better. Not one year you go, "Oh my gosh, okay, we have this new curriculum. Oh, but they're taking this other thing off of our plates. Hooray!" Every year it's one more thing. It's just one more thing. It's just one more thing. Don't worry, it's a little thing. Your plate gets over full. Is that the word?
Well, yeah, it's overflowing. It's overflowing with crap is what it is.
I have finally I snapped, and I came to the realization that for me to actually retire, I would have to teach 6 more years, and I can't do it. I cannot physically, emotionally do it because it never gets better. Administrators, legislators, they never take anything away. They just keep adding.
Which, and I've said this before to you, and one of the big problems I have is the continual addition of requirements, whatever you want to call it, testing and training modules and all that stuff for kindergartners.
which
Okay.
I was in 19 years in kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Testing.
Let's be honest. You're there to learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s,
Mhm.
how to behave.
Yeah.
Okay, how to function in a kind of a classroom setting,
Mhm.
and socialize.
But again, with
Okay.
non-certified people going to the classrooms, they don't get that. Not everybody, y'all.
Yeah.
I understand there's a lot of non-certified teachers that are really good at what you do. So please don't give up. But when you haven't gone through that training, you don't understand the social and emotional part of children or the brain development of where they're supposed to be in their life stages. And it's super frustrating. It's even frustrating for those of us that have had the training on it. These kids are frustrating. Their parents are frustrating. So yeah, when you're not certified and you don't understand it, you're gone.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
but
want to do it.
I just everybody's, oh, we need to update the teaching and update the training and update this and update, and it's like, why? They're 5.
Or I don't know, stick with a curriculum for more than 1 year before going, "Oh, now this is the newest research-based curriculum, so we're gonna forget what we just learned about the past year, and we're gonna start something new."
Luckily, there'll be 74 professional development days, so you can
Yeah.
get that shoved down
And
your
then
throat.
during your summer, you can take your summer trainings and learn how to do this new curriculum that, "Oh, yeah, it's great, and then the next year, "So we decided not to use that
Well, it's like the new math, and now every parent out there that's had their kid going through elementary that watches this knows what I mean by the new math with the boxes and all the crap. And it's like, math hasn't really changed in 2,000 years. It's
If they can do it in their head, let them do it in their head.
Yeah, force through the multiplication table, and guess what? They're good for life. It's simple. It's brute force memorization, and you're done.
Yeah.
What a simple process.
Our daughter's math teacher, so sweet, love him. But he was like, she gets points taken off because she doesn't write everything
every step.
out.
And it's like, why do I need to write this step out?
Yeah, because that's what the curriculum tells teachers to do. And we have to abide by the curriculum.
10 times 10 is 100. It's not 10 times 10 equals 10 boxes plus another 10 boxes.
It
and then no, it doesn't. It's 10 times 10 is 100. It's done. 1 times 1, add 2 zeros. Boom, you're done. Simple.
Yeah.
Oh,
but then teachers,
as you can tell, I get mad.
I know. But then teachers get the repercussions of parents going, well, why didn't my child get 100 on the test and they knew the answer? And because, oh, sorry, they didn't write every step out. Why do they have to do that? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I understand.
We don't do that to our child's math teacher.
Which also is another reason why you get so frustrated and angry. But one thing that helps alleviate some of that stress is, of course, a tasty beverage.
Oh, cheers to my resignation.
To your resignation. This is, as you can see on the board, a Mexican firing squad. And
sorry if that's offensive.
That was the name of it.
I know, but
it's not like I made it up. It's quite tasty.
I'm drinking it truly.
It's quite tasty. I know you're not big on tequila, neither am I, but this is not bad.
So there you go. 2 parts tequila, 3/4 lime, 3/4 grenadine, and 1 part cranberry juice.
Quite tasty, actually.
Well, good for you.
I'll drink it all the time now.
Yeah. That's another thing. So really and truly, I drink way too much because of my job. I get home and I'm exhausted and burnt out. And so I go and I sit on the couch and I have me some drinks and maybe I fall asleep on the couch. Maybe our family sits down and tries to watch a movie or something together. Like we eat at the table, but like I'm tired of being that frustrated. Well, and I'm tired of not being a mom to my family. I'm a mom to 1,100 kids. I only want to be a mom to my kids.
Notice how she didn't mention her
husband. Our kids. I was getting to that.
But well, when you think about all the jokes and the memes and the whatnot of the teachers that are drinking wine all the time, and it's because it's true.
You have to unwind somehow. You have to unwind.
No, I think they're adding the wine.
Okay. But yeah, we get home and we're exhausted.
And that's the funny thing is it's not an exhausting job. It's just so damn stressful that it burns you out.
Exhausting, but yeah, you
get no, I mean I'm just talking from it's a mental burnout.
Sometimes physical when you're getting chairs thrown across the room, or you have a student punching another student.
So that brings up another question. How much is student behavior slash parental failure, if you want to call it that, part of your decision?
A lot of it. Maybe I'll make a pie chart and we'll post the pie chart on here.
Venn diagrams.
Yeah, it's a lot. We get parents. Y'all get a grip. We get so many emails about, well, how come you didn't allow my child to sit out of PE today because of their health concerns? And then, we look on the computer, there's no health concerns. And then you call the parent, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing in their information. Well, she got hurt on her leg last week and you should know to sit her out. It's like, no, ma'am, I don't just know that.
Yeah.
So we're getting yelled at for things that we have no clue about.
Well, and some of that, let's be honest, that's on the kid. If the kid doesn't come forward and say,
sometimes
I hurt my leg.
Okay, but we get that all the time too, right?
Yeah, well,
I scraped my knee. I sit out. My stomach hurts. Can I sit out? No.
Yeah. Well,
but then they go and play at recess. So it's annoying.
Yes, that is true. And you feel terrible when somebody tells you something, you ignore it, and it bites you.
Oh, that's happened. Oh my gosh. I've had kids come in, I don't feel good. And I touch their head. Oh, you're fine. And then like an hour later, I don't feel good. And I touch their head. I'm like, you're fine. And then an hour later, I don't feel good. And you sit with the nurse and they have like 103 fever. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It happens because every kid goes, I don't feel good.
Yeah, I was substituting second grade the first time whenever a girl did that. And I'm like, well, have a drink of water. You'll be fine. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, I need a janitor.
Yeah, so we try.
Okay. Well, one of the interesting things, because for me, I've watched this dynamic of, I like my job, I hate my job, I need to quit my job, I'm back to doing my job. When you were teaching at your second district, there was a brand spanking new teacher out of college.
Oh,
first year, she was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go.
Oh, she was.
And it was.
We were so happy to have her.
And it was how long until she was ready to quit?
A month, maybe. A couple weeks.
I think it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and she was like, "Is there any way I can get a different job?"
Yeah.
3 weeks of dealing with
the
teachers,
will
administrators,
say
and students
that,
where she's like, I'm done.
Because it was kindergarten, and if you're not a little kid person, like she might not have been a little kid person at the time, but still, 3 weeks, and she knew that, and she hasn't taught since.
Oh, no. Yeah. She came to work for me for a while.
She's done.
But yeah, it's teacher retention is tough.
Because what do you get when you come back year after year? Do you know?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You get nothing.
Ding, 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 ding.
Christmas bonus is, what do the kids' parents decide to give you? And it's honestly, when it's a kindergarten teacher, the kindergartners, they bring their teacher, gifts and cards and stuff.
We love that.
But what do you think a sophomore English teacher, in high school, what do you think they get?
Well, we don't give them anything. So
they
don't
get jack. They get nothing. Nobody cares about them.
I'm sorry, we do care.
No. I mean, on the whole, nobody cares, and it's unfortunate, but it burns them out.
And that's something else that we've talked about, is just how other jobs, you get at least recognition. Hey, everybody, this person did XYZ. Yay! We don't get that. We know y'all are working hard. We know y'all are doing your best. Keep up the good work. You're never pointed out for the great things that you do in your job.
Now, I will say the one trouble with teaching is, how would you score it to show, like in the business world, you ship 10 extra units and you're better than that guy, or you've done better on this. But with teaching, you may be a better teacher than the one next to you, but if you get a crappy load of students that year,
it's all dependent on,
you're kind of screwed. And so suddenly it's like, wait a minute, I'm better than this, but you gave me a bunch of kids that are just, rowdy and crazy and won't listen.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so if your pay is based on that, suddenly you've got issues and you're like, "Oh my god." And it just leads to frustration and anger and people resigning.
Yeah. No, it's totally awful when you do have that group of students. Like you just get that class. And it could even be like you get the class of GT students. Like they can be just as rambunctious and crazy because they've got to be challenged so much. And so you get this group of kids, luck of the draw, and they don't do well on their tests. Or the principal comes in and does your 45-minute observation on the one day when these three kids aren't feeling good and it ruins the whole classroom dynamic. That is what your
And
life is based on, your career is based on.
and I think that's also one major problem in Texas, and I know they're theoretically trying to correct that, was the STAR test.
Mhm.
Everything was about the STAR test, and for those of you who don't know about it, um, it's like a state mandated version of the old Iowa test of basic skills that I used to take in the day, except this is like 10 times more, focused on it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But all the teachers every year they have to spend all their time
So much
teaching
time
to the test,
practicing how to
teaching
take the test.
and then if your kids don't do well, what did you do wrong? It's
Yep.
like, what do you mean? What did I do wrong? And then as a teacher, you're just like, well, screw it. I can't do anything right because of functions outside my control.
Yep.
I might as well go somewhere else and work.
If those kids didn't get a good night's sleep, if
Yeah.
they're in an abusive household, oh my gosh, it's so rough. And even if you do get a class that, yay, everybody passed, oh my gosh, that's what you get. There you go. Congratulations. Come back next year.
Nice job.
Yeah. We don't get, oh my gosh, there were 3 years in my second school district, 3 years in a row when funding was so bad. We got $0 raise. We were flatlined for 3 years. Teachers like me, okay, I hope that I'm a great teacher. I still put forth all of my effort into my classes. But if you're a teacher, it's like, well, I'm not getting paid anymore. Why should I do more? Why should I keep up all that hard work? That's what you do because
and
you don't care.
and there's
because nobody cares about you.
there's so much of that, and you can watch the news anytime, and you can hear about major school districts being taken over by the state or
Mhm.
all those failing schools, and because if the administration doesn't care and the parents of the students don't care, then why the hell should the teacher care? And that's what you end up with, and then it's just everybody loses. There's
Yeah.
no. I think that the best thing that could be done would be to return power back to the teachers. Power to
What?
Oh, yeah, no,
You
it's
can't
crazy.
say that.
But power to not only control and discipline,
Mhm.
but also fail kids.
Okay, but here's the other part of that. The power to discipline should not rely solely on us.
Oh,
You
no.
should be backed up by your administration. And a lot of the times, your administration is in meetings or ARDs, or they're off campus for
What's an
campus collaboration. An ARD is like a special education meeting. Basically, they're in meetings.
Yeah.
Or they're doing observations. And so nobody is really there to help with the discipline issues. So I've told him this many times. If I was just allowed to teach and be left alone, I'd probably still be doing. I'd probably
to
still
teach
be.
what you know is right based on
Yeah.
your training and education that you received.
I would probably still be in kindergarten, okay, because I really did like it, but I didn't like all the red tape that just kept falling and falling and falling on us. And that's the problem. Like I've had very few administrators that actually help with discipline. In my last district, we were actually told, we were given this big giant flow chart of discipline problems.
Because that's what
if
kindergartens
the
need is
kid-
flowcharts.
If the kid did this, did you, as the teacher, do this or this? If you did this, okay, then it's this next, little piece of the flow chart. But if you didn't do that, then it's this next. And you had to go through this whole freaking flow chart thing like, took you several days because you had to keep moving down the flow chart to finally get somebody to do something about this kid. They wouldn't come to your room. They wouldn't take the kid because we don't want to disrupt their learning experience. Okay, but they're disrupting 21 other
I'm
people's
about to say
learning.
it just screws all the other kids.
Y'all administrators got to step up. My current administrator is amazing.
And it's
One
still
of
not enough.
let's see, 1, 2. She's in the top 3 of administrators that I've worked for over the years. Well, I've
Mhm.
worked for a lot of administrators.
Well, it's unfortunate that you've been I guess driven to this position is the way to put it.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, the happiness that that you have
Ugh.
for not having to go back, and just as a explanation as to how for the very first time, and we've been together now for 20 years almost, married for 17
Yeah.
and whatever, the first time you ever played hooky without being like a legitimate, doctor's note or vacation or whatever. You had that one day where you're like, I can't face going back.
Mm-mm. Because of oh my gosh.
And that was just kind of a come to Jesus moment where it's like, then we got to think
Yeah.
about getting out.
Yeah.
Because, if you can't face just going into work and you want to run and hide and climb on your bed and under a pillow and just be like, I'm done, then you're done.
It wasn't even like, we take our mental health days, right? Like you just need a break. No, I did not want to go
Yeah.
at all because of things that, again, up here people do for the down here people. And these people aren't in the classrooms. They aren't in the trenches like we are. I'm sick and tired of this headquarters forcing us to do things that they have no idea how it impacts everybody. Children, teachers, administrators. Yeah.
Okay, so let's finish up with a couple of little things here.
Okay.
What is the thing you will miss the most?
Okay. This isn't a lie. It's honest and true. I will miss the kids. I love So the district that I'm in now, it's pre-K through 8th, so we get to see them over the years. My previous district was kindergarten only for 5 years. So once we had them, we never saw them again. I think we talked about this in a different episode. But
A
yeah.
little too much tequila.
But seeing the kids, we need to cut.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
I'm good.
Seeing the kids year after year and just seeing them grow because one year they are just their brains haven't developed and they don't know what they're doing. And then the next year you see them and you're like, "Oh my goodness, you grew up over the summer, didn't you?" No. Not all kids. Like you have your kids that you're like, "Please God, don't let them be in my class next year." But I will miss the kids.
Like Jonathan's friends, when you see him again, you go, when did he get a mustache? So, what will you miss the least?
Waking up in the morning? I don't know.
That's true.
I'm not a morning.
Okay,
I'm not a morning
what
person.
do you miss the least at school? I can tell you the one thing that
everything else.
Well, when I go to visit her school for any reason, dropping stuff off, you're coming in the front doors, and there's of course the entrance area, and behind the counter and all the little front office stuff, you go across the hall, and then the gym's on the other side. So the gym is probably behind 30 feet of drywall and hallways and stuff. And it is a loud, high-pitched roar in that front office area.
So loud.
I can't imagine.
I'm not going to miss the loudness. No.
Yeah, the pain your ears have to be in by like 7th or 8th period.
I literally feel like I've lost a bunch of my hearing since starting to be a coach. But I will say, okay, here's the thing I won't miss. I won't miss these people saying what we have to do. Not going to miss that at all. Bye, y'all.
Well, except that I'm this person now.
Oh,
And I was hoping.
no. I'll quit this job too. But y'all, teachers, custodians, administrators, whoever you are in a school setting, just be happy. Find your happy place. If you need to take a break, take a break. Be mentally healthy and physically healthy and socially healthy. Like,
Well,
I don't do anything because
yeah.
I'm so tired all the time.
Well, that's going to change.
Yeah. Party girl up until 10 o'clock. Or not.
I'll wait to see that one. But no, for those of you still struggling, your mental health, and I can say this as a husband and a concerned, the mental health is more important than the paycheck.
Yeah. And I tell my students this all the time. It's okay to not be okay, but you need to get help. You need to ask someone or talk to someone and get help.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, our country is fairly monetarily driven. There's no other way to put it. And yeah, everybody's got to have a job and make a living. And we don't want to drive anybody else out of teaching. That's not the
No,
point of
especially if
this.
you're great or if you love it.
But you need to make sure that your mental health is still good. And if that means you need to take a break or you need to switch from, as she did, from kindergarten to coaching, or you change grades, or become an administrator yourself, become somebody that can kind of change the narrative of things, or go to the school board and be like, whoa, none of this is working. We need to fix this because you've done this and this and this.
I will say though, I'm just going to point this out. A lot of times in several of the districts that I've worked for, if you say something, you get reprimanded.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. If you say this isn't right for the students, they go, it is right for the students. That's what we decided. It's your job to teach it, so do your job.
Which is why you have to be able to go to the school board, because they are the ones that are above your administrators. Now, I can tell you this from the business world, you don't go in there with, whining and
get your facts.
Yeah, have your facts laid out. Have actual
and solutions
documented. It better be documented, and that's the other thing. Not only do you have to go in with your complaints and the reasons and stuff, but you need to have actual solutions saying, if we're doing this and it's not right, we need to do this. Then if they tell you no, or they tell you to go to hell, or they reprimand you or whatever, you can go in with a clear conscience and say, fine, I'm going to, either find a different job, or you follow the wisdom of Homer Simpson, which was, if you don't like your job, you don't quit it. You just go in every day and do it really half-assed.
I mean, you're not going to get a bonus either way, so no, don't do that to the students. Don't do that to the kids.
I know, but I know it's tempting. It's tempting,
Yeah.
but just try to find a way.
Hang in there, guys.
To make it work. And if that means you have to engage more with the parents, or you have to go to the school board or whatever, do what you can.
Do what you can.
And what she said was, I'm done. I'm out.
One more week and then I'm out. So I just want to shout out, we got a couple new subscribers. So thanks, y'all. Thanks, Julie. Appreciate you. Y'all keep listening, keep watching. Tell your friends, please. Share, post, like email.
And subscribe.
I know. We want this to go out.
Yeah, put your comments, comments below.
Yep.
That kind of deal, so we can
respond
and
think of new topics. What do you want to talk about? One of my friends said, "Are you ever going to talk about the printers?" Yes.
Yes.
We will talk about
IT
the
will be
printers.
part of one of the upcoming discussions. So
until next time, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Wish me luck, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.